Hello, welcome to our virtual open house. It's a little bit different this year, but I'm glad you're here. So my name is Mackenzie Birck. I am a third-year teacher, but this is my second year at LT. Before I came back to Illinois, I taught in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for a year, where I went to Marquette University. I'm from Naperville. I went to Bennett Academy for high school, and I've always had family in the western suburbs, and my dad even went to Hinsdale Central, which almost cost me this job. But I know LT very well, and I'm really glad to be here. In addition to English 1 honors, I have taught and am teaching IPC, Literature of Comedy, Visual Word, Creation and Reflection, English 3 Composition, and English 1 Prep. I'm so fortunate to have been able to teach all of these classes, and I'm really excited to get started for this year. Just some personal interests of mine, reading and listening. I really love the book Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison and the poem book The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Kaur. I also have started listening to podcasts on walks, especially during quarantine, and I started getting into the Office Ladies podcast and the Daily podcast. I have a very wide range of music taste, but my favorites are Cage the Elephant, Dawes, and Harry Styles. Very, very, very wide. And I really love sitcoms, especially The Office and Parks and Recreation, as well as movies like Hamilton and the Harry Potter series. Some of my hobbies, in addition to reading and watching movies, are baking and traveling and being with my puppy Moose, and you'll see him a little bit later on. Just to give you an idea of what it's like to be in my classroom, here are some of my teaching philosophies. I really believe in a growth mindset. So the idea that knowledge comes with time and experience, it's not fixed. I believe in social emotional learning. So if we feel comfortable in a space, we are definitely going to learn something. And then self-advocacy and ownership of learning. So the idea that student takes responsibility for their learning and then holds high expectations for themselves, just as I am doing for them as well. So just a little bit about English 1 honors. To the right, you can see our units. We have short stories, which we're in right now, Romeo and Juliet, The Odyssey, and then The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. All year long, we'll be independently reading, which leads me to our goals. So in this class, I want to foster and inspire an appreciation for literature and writing and develop habits of reading, which is why we're doing an independent reading. I will also want to connect with the world around us in new and enlightening ways. We want to improve synthesizing, analyzing, and overall writing skills, and we also want to prepare students for future advanced classes. If you have any questions or additional questions, comments, or concerns about the course, please feel free to email me or go to our curriculum map or syllabus, which can be found on the LT website. In addition to the academic goals that I have for my students, I also have personal goals. So this learning environment should not only encourage educational success, but also success in their everyday. So for example, I really want them to be kind to everyone they meet, support their peers, treat every day, even non-academic days, like an opportunity to learn something new, be open-minded to new ideas, people, and experiences, hold high expectations for themselves. That again is going on with self-advocacy. And then finally, appreciate the little things in life. I'm a very optimistic person, so I firmly believe that every moment is worthwhile. Here are the books that we're going to be reading for this entire year. We have How to Read Literature Like a Professor, which is what we're going to use as a supplemental text for our short stories and different stories that we're going to be reading later on in the year. The Seagull Reader is the short story book that we have. There's this version, the green version, or a blue version with like a peach colored V all over it, and your student might have one of those. And then we have Romeo and Juliet, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and The Odyssey. So here's our grading practices. Formative assessments like homework, check-ins, practicing, reading checks, feedback, and revisions, all things that help them to foster the skills that they need for summatives. Those are going to be set at a 0%. So they'll be put into the grade book, but and with a score. However, they're not actually going towards the final grade. The only thing going towards the final grade are summative grades, which are essays and tests, things that we're addressing their reading, their writing, and their speaking skills. The grading scale is to the left, and you can find all of those numbers on our syllabus as well. All of the grades will be updated in Infinite Campus. So as a class, we took some time out of our schedule at the beginning of the semester to create and agree on a set of expectations that we want to hold each other and ourselves accountable for in order to make our classroom the safest place it could be. Again, with the social emotional learning, I find that very, very helpful. I also made sure that all students had a voice in this because I want them to make sure their voices are heard and be able to have an input on what our classroom looks like. So they came up with all of these things in groups. So for students, they will keep focus. That was a huge one. Respect each other, balance work and fun, because we can have fun in a classroom. It is an engaging environment. But we also need to balance that with hard work and dedication. Be confident in their work, make sure everyone feels safe, don't judge anyone, and then encourage participation. And of course, they had things for me as well as a teacher. They want a welcoming teacher. They want someone who is clear with the expectations and standards, a positive person who's encouraging, and someone who will be able to understand what's happening around them. So this year obviously looks a little bit different. To the left, you can see a screenshot of myself. This is kind of what they see when they come into class every day. A journal is up. We'll do that for the first few minutes while everyone is joining the class. And then we do have a lot of flexibility with this. So we're switching it up a little bit, but I am trying to establish a routine. So it's journal and then a mini lesson, some discussions, and then we'll practice together. We do have 5-minute brain breaks in between mini lessons so that they are, taking time away from the computer because it is a lot. Zoom fatigue is real. And then just collaboration with each other, making sure that I understand what they're going through, what others understand, and just working together in a good way. I am working on making my classes virtual experience the best it could possibly be. New, easy to follow technology and practices will be implemented to make this a positive environment for all students. In addition to that, this is what our virtual classroom looks like. We have my puppy on the chair, that is Moose. We have our expectations up there, so there's a link that goes directly to our expectations, that document for that. Our English 1 Honors binder is what gets them to our Canvas page. Our e-learning norms is what I did on day 1 and just make sure that we all are aware of what happens in our space here. And then finally, the last link is on this table over here, this planner. It has a 2021 link to it, and that goes directly to our schedule if they have any questions about it. So on a weekly basis, this is kind of what it looks like. Mondays are used for a check-in, a review, mini lesson, and just setting up for the week. And that's our 35-minute classes. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, then, we do a mini lesson, we practice a little bit, we discuss, and then on Thursdays specifically, we also set up for the weekend and what we're going to be doing for the next week. So if you ever need to get in touch with me, I'm happy to help whenever it comes up. So emailing me would be the best way to do that. My email is at the bottom. Or if you'd like to get in touch with me over the phone number is down there as well. I am also working on getting more things on a Twitter page, and that is also down there as well. If you have any other questions about Canvas or the course, the schedule, you can always go to our class website, Canvas. The directions on the bottom are how to get in as a parent. And then the link, the 2020, 2021, who do I contact link is there to help you with anything that you may need. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. This PowerPoint is on our Canvas page as well, so you are welcome to look at that there as well. My email, again, is at the bottom, and so is the phone number that you can reach me at. Thank you so much again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.